Om, 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 Om Yadagni Dahika Shaktihi Ramakrishne Stitahiya Sarva Vidya Swarupam Tam Sharadam Pranamamyaham. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dear devotees, firstly may I express my gratitude and appreciation to our dear Swami Swatmaramanandaji Maharaj for having invited me to be present in this satsang. Being on these hallowed grounds and participating in the satsang is in itself a great blessing. Today, I'll take just one aspect of Lord Krishna's life and discuss it very briefly. When an avatar like Lord Krishna comes upon the earth, one of the great role that he plays is that he is a responder, answerer to the prayers of the devotees that have gathered around him. You will find in the lives of all the avatars, whether it is Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, even Lord Buddha, and later Bhagwan Shankaracharya and Sri Ramakrishna, you will find that many devotees come within their orbit, come under their influence, and these devotees have wants, spiritual wants being the greatest of these needs that the devotees have. And the avatar responds very nicely to the devotees. Today, I will take two women devotees and show you exactly how Lord Krishna had responded to their prayers. One is that of Rukmani. By the time Lord Krishna had come into contact with Rukmani, he was already the king of Dwaraka, was ruling a very prosperous kingdom, the council of ministers, and he had his family well settled in Dwaraka. In one of the neighboring kingdoms, there was a beautiful, charming young princess by the name of Rukmani who was living there. While she lived there, her father and the council of ministers of that state thought about her marriage because she had arrived at marriageable age. And having thought of that marriage, she heard whispers in the corridors of the palace that her father was going to give her in marriage to one of the Kauravas. They were considered to be demons virtually. If she married a person like Duryodhana or Shushupal for that matter, her whole life would be cast in misery and pain, and she would have no security whatsoever. Thinking like this, she was wondering what she should do, how she should come out of the situation, how could she get relief from the situation. And in the meantime, the king of that state called for a Swayamvar. Swayamvar means an event in which many kings and princes would come and try to win the hand of this girl. Having heard about this, she had to, on her own, think of a plan on how to escape from the situation that she was in. She prayed to Lord Krishna, but she could not go to Dwaraka and could not get anywhere near him. And she decided that in the palace, there was a very trustworthy Brahmana, an elderly person, whom she herself had taken into confidence and who she could trust. Now she wanted to communicate this news to Lord Krishna that she wanted to somehow escape and get relief from the situation and be with him as her wife, as his wife. So she told the Brahmana exactly what she wanted. In fact, in some versions of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written that she actually wrote a letter to Lord Krishna and communicated this news to him that she wanted to escape. The Brahmana traveled on foot, it was a long distance, and went to Dwaraka. When he went to Dwaraka to meet Lord Krishna, he was well received, and Lord Krishna, noticing a very venerable character standing before him, immediately arranged for him to refresh himself, have something to eat, and settle down. And then Lord Krishna then asked him, called him into the council chamber, and asked him, what is it that brings you here? And what is it that I can do to be of some service to you? Then this Brahmana takes out this letter. This letter is from Rukmani herself. And in the letter, the beautiful words of the letter, it is actually a letter of very great devotion, words of very great love for Lord Krishna that is expressed in this letter. Now, Rukmani's message says, O beauty of the universe. She addresses Lord Krishna as Bhuvana Sundara, or the most beautiful in all the three worlds. In the heaven, the intermediary space, and the heavens, she says he is the most beautiful of all the creatures that are there. And this word, Bhuvana Sundara, also means he who is the very cause of all beauty in all the three worlds and who makes the three worlds beautiful. So her first impression of Lord Krishna, or her first opinion of him, was that he was a person of extraordinary beauty. She was meditating on this beauty, and this is the beauty that we have to meditate on, especially at the time of Krishna Janmashtami. Then she goes on to say that your attributes are such that on hearing about them, they go straight from the ears to the heart and destroy all sins, suffering, and grief. So the qualities of Lord Krishna, there are many qualities. Some are what Lord Krishna himself calls demonic qualities. The more we think of them and the more we practice these demonic qualities in our lives, the more pain and misery it brings to us internally. And if we think about these divine qualities, of which Lord Krishna himself was the very personification of those qualities, then our hearts melt, and in our hearts itself, the fragrance of the beautiful qualities starts blossoming, and we feel this peace within ourselves. So she says, your qualities, when I hear about them, it passes from the ears into the heart, and it surges all the grief and misery in my heart. Your form is such that on seeing it, the very purpose of sight is fulfilled. Eyes are not meant to see obscene things, cinema, television, and all the different objects that are there in the samsara. Eyes will receive their fulfillment, according to Rukmani here, is when we see the Lord. That beauty, extraordinary beauty, seeing which we won't want to see anything else after that. Seeing the form of Lord Krishna or Sri Ramakrishna, we would not want to see anything after that. So, having expressed these sentiments, Rukmani continues, further said, having heard the descriptions of your beautiful form and divine attributes, my mind has given up all shame and modesty and is absorbed only in you, reveling in you only. That is what she says. Not only me, but when the time is right, which good girl from a good home would not choose as a life partner one who is similar to her in beauty, morals, knowledge, age, and wealth? Who could not choose someone who makes the entire universe blissful? This is why I have chosen you, and it is not indecent or inappropriate. I have given myself to you wholly, so please come here and accept me as your wife. I am yours. Let it not be that someone like Shushupala takes me away. Let it not be that a lion's share is taken away by a mere fox. Shishupala and others were like fox, cunning people. So this is how she prayed to Lord Krishna, like this. And we find soon after this, Lord Krishna listening to this prayer, discerning the sincerity of this lady, and realizing that she had noble qualities fit to sit on the throne of Dwaraka. Lord Krishna comes there and takes her away, and she becomes the queen in Dwaraka. That is one prayer that the Lord answers of a great woman devotee of his. The next prayer is that in Dwaraka itself, Lord Krishna's aged parents, that is Vasudeva and Devaki, were living there. They had their quarters, and they were very old by now, because Lord Krishna himself had already been old. The Mahabharata war was over, and he was living there. One day, as was his normal custom, he went into the palace where Devaki and Vasudeva were living, and he used to bow down to them every day before going to the council chamber to conduct the meetings with his council of ministers. Having gone there, Vasudeva, the father, aged father, in a feeble voice, he was chanting a hymn in praise of Lord Krishna, composed by some great rishi who had realized what Lord Krishna was and had written this beautiful hymn. So when he finished the hymn, Mother Devaki then told him, "O Lord, you have, in the course of your life, you and Balaram had gone to the ashrama of Sandipani Rishi, where you studied, and in that ashram, Sandipani's son, only child, had died at a very young age. This brought great grief to the Rishi, and as a favor, a blessing to that great Rishi, you brought back his son to life, and thus his heart was fulfilled once more. Now in my life, the way I have lived in my early life, I was caught by King Kamsa, put into a dungeon. We were imprisoned there. You yourself were born in that prison. And 6 of my children, earlier children, were killed by Kamsa himself because he thought they were going to be his killers, murderers. These 6 children that I've had, I have hardly ever seen them. I don't know them. But at this age, I have a desire to see them. At least I should touch and feel them and know who they are. Now that you have brought back the children or the son of Rishi Sandipani, would it not be possible for you to bring back these children so that I could see them? This was the prayer of Mother Devaki. When Lord Krishna heard this, he also thought his mother's life is coming to an end. She's very, very old now, very feeble also, and this last desire of her must be fulfilled. And by the will of Lord Krishna, immediately those 6 sons just appeared there in front of Lord Krishna. Balaram was also there, and Devaki and Vasudeva. And Mother Devaki went and embraced each and every one of them, touched them, gave them all the affection that she should be giving to them. And when she was finished, she sat down. When she sat down, the sons themselves, 6 sons that were there, in sparkling celestial forms, divine forms that were standing there, they prayed to Mother Devaki and said, "We have come here, but now that we are living in a divine realm, it is not like this earth. It does not have the features of the earth and the fears and miseries of the earth. We want to go back to our original abode. So please give us leave to go back." So Mother Devaki said, "I am fully satisfied. I have seen you, I have touched you all, and you have come into contact with me. I was able to express my motherly feelings towards you. This desire is now been fulfilled in my mind." And then these 6 sons of Mother Devaki and Vasudeva, they walked 3 times as a mark of respect, of course, around Krishna, Lord Krishna and Balarama, and they vanished on the spot, and they went back to the celestial region. So in this way, we find Lord Krishna fulfilling the prayers of different devotees. Sometimes it is Draupadi, sometimes it is Arjuna, sometimes Uddhava, or whoever it may be that he has come into contact with. And having come into contact with the devotees like this, fulfilling their prayers, we find that one of the themes of the life of Lord Krishna is that he is the fulfiller of prayers. At this time of Krishna Janmashtami, or this Krishna Ashtami, the 8 days that we are celebrating, we are praying in different ways to Lord Krishna, by rituals, by singing of bhajans and kirtans, by ceremonies like Aarti, and by silent meditation, chanting of the scriptures, and reading of the Bhagavad Gita, the words of Lord Krishna. These are prayers in different ways. And if we just recall that Lord Krishna is the answer, gives the answers to these prayers, fulfills the prayers, then we are in contact with what we call a savior. Our personal savior can save us. Thank you.